free lawn care estimate, professionalturf.com.
Getting back to Walz, and I won't linger because I've pretty much said everything I can think of about the guy. But I almost wonder if he's on this national tour with the, if not the approval, with the acknowledgement of his betters in the party nationally. In other words, he has shown them that he's willing to do their boilerplate work by giving. I think it's purposeful that the governor and his trifecta, they'll have more trouble this year, but the governor and his trifecta gave out as much money as they thought they could get away with giving. To the point of now we're $6 billion with a deficit, and our taxes will be unforgivable and all that. But it's all purposeful in my estimation. And as I said, that's not criminal. They're just giving as much money as they can to nonprofits. And if those nonprofits screw up like the food fraudsters did, that's their problem. Yes, you in the back.
CNN, Joe, over the weekend conducted a poll. Are you familiar?
I am not.
Who is the leader? Who do you think is the leader of the Democratic Party? I will give you the top 10.
Well, I'm sure AOC's in there.
Tim Walz finished at 11th place.
11th.
With 1%.
Yep.
Chuck Schumer and Alyssa, is it Slotkin?
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi, Gavin Newsom, all tied for whatever place that would be with 2%.
Yep.
Jasmine Crockett at 4%. Barack Obama at 4%. Hakeem Jeffries at 6%. Bernie Sanders at 8%. Kamala Harris at 9%. And number one, AOC at 10%.
You're kidding me.
I wish I was.
Wow.
Mother of God, help us.
Joe, the problem I have with what you just said, his superiors, the DFL party, the customers of the DFL party have made it really clear that Walz was a bad choice. Sure, he'll win Minnesota, but he doesn't have a shot on the national level.
Well, but apparently he thinks he does.
I know. Isn't it cute?
Yeah.
Well,
it's so funny.
This is like the same thing as my kid might think he knows how to drive a stick shift. Oh, that's adorable, buddy.
Let me. I alluded to this once a couple of weeks ago. He's not a part of the mix in the state. By that I mean, well, he should be marching in a St. Patrick's Day parade. He might have attended a girls' basketball high school tournament game.
Sure.
He has nothing to do with the people of Minnesota.
No, he shows up at the state fair the years he's running for something.
That was literally a 48-minute visit.
Correct.
That he was limousined over and pretended to eat corn and then left.
Meanwhile, Mark Dayton shows up lingering on our stage
We
like
couldn't
he's
get rid of him.
homeless.
Right.
We're like, who is that? Oh,
Right.
God, that's the governor.
He
Come
did
on
the
up.
ice bucket challenge on our front stoop.
Yeah, that's right. I dumped the water on
Well,
him.
Walz definitely falls under that rubric of you'll regret a previous governor with each passing new one. Same with mayors and city councils. But it stands to reason that they have fed financially a growing constituency of people who keep them in power. I'm echoing what Peggy Noonan wrote. They have the NGOs and the nonprofits, and they make sure those people get plenty of money. And you have especially the closer you get to the country's tallest buildings, and they have a built-in power base to vote them in perpetuity. And it's happening. Now let's stay with Walz. I got a letter. You'll recall Friday, I believe, we mentioned that the governor's fishing opener is in Cross Lake. Mm-hmm. Part of the chain of lakes in the Cross Lake area, and that mayors of the towns up there want to talk to him, and his people apparently told them 2 questions each, and pre-submit them.
Wow!
All right. So I got a letter today from the mayor of Cross Lake, who's only 24 years old. His name is Jackson Purefurst. He's a GLer. And he goes, "Hi, gang. I'm the mayor of Cross Lake, Minnesota. My name is Jackson Purefurst. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And
I bet you're not.
Well, it's Purefeerst.
Oh.
Purefurst. And I'm 24 years old. I would love to hop on and talk all things fishing opener with you guys if that's okay. Well, maybe the closer we get to the opener, Jackson, but I don't really want to talk about fish. You know, I know what he's driving at here. And then he goes on to say, Governor Walz has not confirmed this. He's not confirmed he's showing up for the fishing opener.
Really?
No clue who has said it's happening, as I have not even heard from the governor's office. All I've heard is that media outlets are reaching out to the office asking if he has confirmed. Longtime GL fan and Cross Lake Mayor Jackson Purefirst. And Jackson, copied me on a letter he wrote to the governor. And I think you all might enjoy it. And then it might answer the question of why hasn't Walzy confirmed? Beautiful letterhead here of Cross Lake, which has a nice symbol there of a lake and some kind of bird flying around. And Dear Governor Walz, Cross Lake eagerly anticipates the economic benefits of hosting the governor's fishing opener. We are excited for the opportunity to showcase our community and highlight why Cross Lake is proudly known as the beauty spot of Minnesota. Our businesses, resorts, and hotels are fully prepared to welcome anglers from across the state as they take part in this annual summer tradition. As the mayor of Cross Lake, I personally invite you to a roundtable discussion with local mayors from the immediate surrounding area. Attending mayors will represent the cities of Baxter, Brainerd, Breezy Point, Cross Lake, Emily, 50 Lakes, Nisswa, and Pequot Lakes. Key discussion topics include Paid Family Leave Act, environmental concerns, infrastructure needs, budget deficit, employment opportunities, school funding, and Emily manganese deposit, referring to a mine. These issues significantly impact our communities and the way we operate. We are more than willing to coordinate with your office and the governor's fishing opener team to arrange a meeting at your convenience. I look forward to your response. This was dated March 6th. He has received no response.
Are any of us surprised? I'm certainly not. Those are legit concerns, and the governor doesn't even have the guts to get back to him. Wow.
Well, I know he's been I think he did a town hall in Iowa and Nebraska.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to talk to a mayor of one of your own cities when you're on CNN.
You know why? Yeah. I think when I explained it to you a couple of weeks ago, we were off the air, correct? I have a couple of farmer friends that I know that have YouTube pages. Mm-hmm. And the governor has asked, he did last year before the election, asked them to invite him on their podcast. In both cases, he was denied. Mm-hmm. So that's the kind of situation he allows himself to get into, where he has asked somebody to invite him, where he knows it's going to be, friends.
Well, I said Friday, I don't believe that the Brainerd Lakes area is Walz territory. I'm sure there are many Walz voters there, but in the main, I would think not.
Well, my guess is because their topic one was the Paid Family Leave Act, right? Mm-hmm. Think about all those resorts that are employing part-time kids to help out in the summer or whatever. They all qualify for that program.
I wouldn't say it's 100% Trump, though, Joe.
I didn't say that.
Yeah. A lot of people from the Twin Cities relocate to those areas.
Right. Well, I'll leave Tim alone. He doesn't have to come up as often as he does on this show, but I'm terribly intrigued that Minnesotans have bought a pig in a poke here. He's up to something our financial ruination is going to be significant, and he's ahead of that.
But he's
not doing anything about it.
No, and what is the point of him going to an Iowa town hall?
He, I think, has appointed himself the town crier to continue warning the public about Trump. He doesn't think that's being done enough, and he wants to be the one who. Well, I mean, he calls Trump a bad businessman, as though Walz has ever been in business.
Meanwhile, my state's $6 billion in the hole.
My state, Tim, is falling apart, and
so funny.
You're carrying on as though you actually know what you're talking about. It's It's a shame that we've fallen into this disregard by a governor.
Was this coincidentally tied into the fact that the dismantling of the Department of Education? Because he's been very outspoken about that. Governor Walz, I'm talking.
I would imagine so, sure. But I bet there are many, many aspects of the Department of Education we could live without. What am I hearing?
I am making a phone call.
Is he out here on the phone?
No, but Roscoe, will you shut that side door?
Have you looked up that Cross Lake whitefish chain area? Oh my goodness, that's got to be walleye heaven. What a perfect spot, right smack in the middle of the state.
I don't know if it's walleye heaven, but it's boating heaven.
It's cocktail cruise heaven, man.
I've only
yeah.
driven through there a couple of times, haven't been on any of those lakes. Wow.
Would Gull Lake be considered part of the chain?
I believe so. I think you can access
It's
it.
across the highway.
Yeah, you go under the bridge.
Yeah, if you're in a canoe, maybe.
Oh, that's true.
Here we go again. Didn't we get in trouble with, what was it, Hole in the Day Lake?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Didn't we do the cruise on that chain?
Yeah, it was up by St. Cloud, right?
Joe, I don't think Gull Lake is part of the chain.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I don't like your lake tone.